Hey everybody, this is Keith. Today I want to show you what I did to fix a problem I was having with my battery operated weed eater. I'd read about this, seen some videos on it, and in many cases this doesn't keep any tension and it wants to recoil back up inside once you've used quite a bit of the spool, and you ended up wasting a lot of it. So I want to show you what I did to remedy the situation, and I think it was a great fix. I'll show you what happens prior to what I did, and then I'll show you my fix. All right, to solve this problem, I needed to figure out how to keep tension on the wire. So what I did is I went to Hobby Lobby, got this elastic material actually in the sewing department. At the same time, I bought a packet of eyelets, kind of like a grommet. I cut this elastic to fit the inside diameter, and it basically comes out like this. So I was able to put a grommet in it, an eyelet to guide so it wouldn't fray the material. And then what I'm going to do is wrap this band around the interior of the Weedeater spool, and it should hold the tension. So I'm going to do that now and show you how it comes out. All right, I've wound about maybe 3 feet or so left on this spool, and because it won't keep its tension, it wants to draw back inside of itself and it won't feed. So I'm going to throw it in here to kind of give you a demonstration of that. Let's get it the right way here. All right, so feeding it through, I'm going to put it in the grooves. And you can see if I just let it go, it doesn't want to keep the tension even when I put the mounting bracket on. So I'm going to show you the solution that I came up with, and I'm even revising that a little bit more today, and I hope to show you that end product. So my first idea on this was actually to use a hair scrunchie from my wife, and it actually worked very well, although it just had no stability and tore right apart. Now I've gone to Hobby Lobby, and I've got this elastic band, cut it to about 4 1/4 inches, which will fit the inside diameter. Originally, I put just a hole in it. That worked for a pretty long time, but today what I'm going to do is try to put an eyelet in it, which will act as a guide and hopefully not fray it. And I should get much longer life than my original one, which I was actually very happy with. And this is just going to be an upgraded version. So I'm going to work on that and show you how it comes out. All right, I've got my eyelet in my elastic band. Took quite a few tries to get the technique down. I'm not even sure I've got it that great, but it looks like it's going to work. So now I'm going to wrap it around the spool and show you what it looks like with the tension. This is what it looks like when I've got it on. You can see I have plenty of tension. It's not pulling in on itself. Now I'm going to put it actually on the Weedeater, and hopefully I've gotten this to something I can use. I've got it in. I'm going to put the cap on now. And I'm going to mark it with a magic marker just to show you that it's feeding. All right, I've marked it. I've got about 6 or 8 inches of string out. Now I'm just going to go play in the yard, and we'll update you, and you'll be able to see how it's holding with some tension. All right, just got done doing the Weedeater. It ran out of line. I'm getting ready to open it up and see if the elastic band is still there. So let's take off the band. Pull out the spool. Looks like the elastic band is still there with the lead eyelet in it, so it did work. So I've used this particular one for at least a couple of batteries and a full spool, and looks like I'm on to something. Got to get a little bit better technique with the eyelet, but it's still working. And even if I have to make multiple ones over the course of a summer, it looks like it's going to work really well. So this may be the solution for those of you who have the battery-powered Weedeaters where the line wants to retract in on itself. I experimented with a lot of different things. This has worked out so far the best. So I hope you take it and use the suggestion. All right, I'm putting more line in here. I'm going to try my spool again. It has worked great the first time. Got to modify it a little bit, get a better clamp on it, but I'm going to put it in again and try to get another whole spool out. This is what it looks like before I string it. I'll show you in a second what it's going to look like when it's ready to go. All right, so I've got it spooled around, got my guide on it. Now I'm going to put it into the Weedeater and go out and try it for a while. All right, I wound up the spool with new string on it, put on my new invention. You can see the eyelet there I'll use as a guide. I did that by hand with a little hammer. It was cheap. There is a tool out there that I'm going to purchase for probably $12 or $13. It'll probably make this a much cleaner process, but this does work really well. So this is what it looks like when I put it back on the Weedeater, and I'll show you how it does inside and how well it works. So I've got it in the Weedeater now. Those of you that have this type of Weedeater know that there's a push button right here that you can self-feed. I have not found yet that I've had to use that. I've been working on this for weeks, and I've used it now probably several hours. All I've had to do each time is add more string, but the elastic band has held, and I've used it for many hours and anytime I want. It's working out great. So I'm going to work on the band and make it a little nicer and cleaner. But it's a perfect solution to the problem that I've been having, and it may solve a problem that you've been having as well. So hope this helps. Enjoy.